Well, hello again, my friends on YouTube. Trying here. Before I get started, I'm going to try to put a warning on the front of this video. If it doesn't quite pan out, let me be the first to tell you that this video is not intended for children. It is intended for mature audiences only. Parental discretion is advised. If your kids are watching this, you might want to turn this video off now. Alright, for the rest of us, I gave you a little teaser a little bit ago, but we're gonna do a little bit more of a teaser before we open this box. I'm gonna scan, pardon the glare. Ooh, there it is. Oh. Now, some people like cold steel, some people don't. Boy, light reflecting is really messing with my phone here. Anyway, we're going to go on down here to the warranty that Cold Steel does offer. For the money, like I said before, I don't have a large budget. I have a tight budget, so I have to get the biggest bang for my buck and try to get the best that I can afford. I do have some cheap Chinese knives. I have some Taiwan-made knives, and I have some Japanese-made knives, American-made knives, so okay, I think I've teased you quite enough. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Cold Steel Bushman. Some of you know it, some of you don't. Some of y'all might even have one. I've got 3 now. I had 4. Recently sold one to a friend. There are a dozen or more videos on this knife. I'm not going to go through all of the pros and cons with it. Certainly there are a few of those. I am, however, going to land on a couple of pros and a couple of cons for this particular knife. This is the regular. They also have a Bowie style, and it is Bowie. If you say Bowie, it's going to make you think of David Bowie from here on, and that doesn't quite mix well. Jim Bowie had the little hump here in the blade there. But there are certainly some pros and cons with this, and I'm going to cover 2 of each. So I don't have anything to hold, so I'm holding the knife and holding my phone. As you can see, this is in here very well, so hold on just 1 second. There we go. Try to get that out without slicing my hand off. This is the Cold Steel Bushman. This particular blade you can find on Amazon for in the $25 range. Now, the Bowie style is a wider blade, kind of comes up here and back down. You can find them on Amazon for at or just under $20. This particular one is more popular, so they're going to charge more for it. Now, I'm only going to touch on 2 pros and 2 cons specifically. Con number 1, due to the profile of the handle, tapers down. You see there is no guard. There's not much grip to keep your hand from slipping onto that edge. I myself am not fond of getting stitches, and in the wrong situation, that could be very life-threatening. The other con to this knife, the thinness of the blade and the coating, it will not strike a ferro rod. Now that's easily fixed with a good little, file and a few minutes of your time. It comes with a ferro rod. It won't strike the ferro rod. The edge will, but the spine will not. So that is the two biggest cons for me. I intend to get some grip tape, tennis racket tape or skateboard tape, something to give my hand a little purchase on this. But this is not intended for your main knife, bushcraft or otherwise. The pro to this knife is the fact that if I need to make a spear of some sort, I can do that without using any of my cordage to lash a knife to a staff. If I've got this with me in the woods, chances are I'm going to go ahead and find a good straight limb and go ahead and get the staff portion out of the way. Now I'm 6'3", so I would want the staff to be at least 6 foot to about my forehead level, 6'1", 2, somewhere in there. You can tell this thing has got it's only got one hole here for like a screw, but it seems to me I've thought long and hard about this, and I'm going to go to hardware store somewhere because I myself would rather get a eye bolt or an eye. You can get them different sizes, and this is just to keep the staff from going farther on or into this hole, because it will not come off the staff if you allow it to go completely. Yeah, you'll almost have to burn it off. But an eye bolt here or screw will allow me to use this if I'm in survival mode. Hello. I may not want to use a firearm to dispatch an animal that I trap, and this will allow me to dispatch an animal that I've trapped and save my ammunition. So if I use an eye bolt, I can run the cable through it and use that to it's almost like a dog catcher's tool. Okay, I don't want to get too cruel sounding, but anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on this. Like I said, some of you guys may have one, some of you guys may have 2 or 3. Some may not be familiar with this at all, but it is the Bushman. This is a carbon steel. That's why it's got the coating on it. So you'll have to keep it oiled. This is not for processing food. It's not for processing meat of any kind or or vegetables or whatever. I mean, certainly if it's all you've got, well, then yeah. But other than that, it's just for catching. The ferro rod, you can see I've kind of played around with it. Ferro rod's pretty good. It's short. It's inch and a half, or maybe almost 2 inches long. So not the greatest in the world, but in a pinch, it'll work, because it does throw off some good sparks, just not with the spine of this knife. So anyway, that was the teaser. That was the teaser, guys. Yep, Cold Steel Bushman. Like I said, this particular model is running around $25 on Amazon. The Bowie style is running at or just under 20. So be an interesting little tool to put in the kit. Some guys I've heard plugging this on both ends with some cork and putting survival tools in here, you know, or fishing kit or something. Yeah, that would work too. However you want to set it up, you know. They're great little knives, and yes, very, very sharp. So guys, that's what I've got. I appreciate you tuning in. You know all about the like and subscribe and share like. Anyway, I will catch you next time. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you then.